Hello and welcome to Femme Fatale by Helen. This is my first time I'm interviewing a man, so I'm very excited. And Adam, I know I came to your life for the last a year and a half, but you became a really good friend to me, and I'm like blessed to have you in my life. And because of you and a couple of men in our chapter, like I kind of reset my point of view toward men in my life. And I'm like, this is why I love you so much, and this is why I wanted to interview you, because you played a very big role in my life. Okay? So here is Adam Waldman, and please introduce yourself and tell me about your company, and then I'm gonna go start talking about our questions.
Okay, sounds good. I am a graphic designer, and I started a business designing movie posters and movie trailers about 15 years ago with a couple partners. And it's my joy. It's what I love to do. I'm a graphic design nerd at heart. I love seeing good graphic design and posters, and there's something about the film industry that really lights me up, and I'm a film fan and a film history fan. And the original genesis of how I came to be doing what I'm doing, I wanted to be a filmmaker in college, and I wanted to write and act.
Oh, I didn't know this part. Okay.
Oh boy. So
maybe we should make our first movie together.
Yeah, maybe you should watch some of my old movies, and then you'll be like,
You did make some?
No one sees them.
No!
My fiance has not seen them.
Okay, I'm your best friend. I'm gonna give myself a title so I can watch it.
I'm not drunk enough.
We have alcohol here.
What's in this?
We can add some more.
So I went through that whole process and was writing and directing and acting and just all my own stuff, just trying to get that going in school. And for anyone who has gone down that road early in their careers, and it's a hard road. It's not a no-brainer, and very few people succeed. And I was raised to be a little afraid of money, maybe, or to see a lack of money as to be scared about a lack of money. I don't want to say that. And
be scared of lack of money, it paused you to not pursue it?
Correct.
Okay.
Because I for anyone old enough, there was a show, Family Ties, Michael J. Fox, and it's a very liberal family, and he's the young kid who's like the young Republican, the young Reagan Republican. Okay. And while I'm super liberal in my politics, there's something about the money chip that, I was that character in my family, where I was like, money is important to me. And it isn't just, it's not money, it's stability.
For sure.
Through money.
For sure.
And so in that moment where I was like, I want to be a filmmaker, and I'm like, ooh, like it's a tough road, and the chances of success are slim. So I was in that moment, and in that exact moment, I designed a couple posters for my movies.
Oh.
And the posters were kind of badass. The posters, to this day, I'm like, I did pretty good.
Nice.
I did pretty good. But the movies, I can't. I literally, if you want to watch them, I will.
Yes.
Someday,
I want to watch
I will let you watch. I will not be in the room.
Okay.
I will not watch
Okay.
it.
Awesome. Okay.
So that was the genesis, the initial recognition that this was a thing that touched all of the things I loved, and gave me some measure of instant gratification and control. That's the other thing about filmmaking. It's a group effort. It is the product of a lot of people, and so no one person truly controls the outcome.
Okay.
So you have to let go of And that's hard.
I see.
That's hard.
I see. That's a very tough business to be at, because how you explained it right now, I was like, oh wow, because what you're selling, so it's very specific. Who's gonna pick up? Who's gonna be like a very same minded and then needing exactly what you want to offer. It's a very tough business. So congratulations on being this successful on it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a wonderful ride. It really has. It's challenging, but I still love it. 25 years later.
Wow.
Wow. I still have fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
So when you were starting this, did you see yourself as an entrepreneur? Were you thinking you're an entrepreneur? So how did you choose this route?
Not at all. The design work, I came into it through just embracing computer design when that was like a new thing, and teaching myself, very self-taught, and really just diving into the art of it and the artistry of it, and also the commercial nature of it, where I could see a career and a path forward, but really as a designer, not as an entrepreneur, not with my own thing. And every step of the way, and I won't bore you with the long story, but it was totally organic, and there was never a moment where I really took a big leap of faith. Every time was there was really no other move than this next move. So it was junior designer working for someone else, then it was art director doing it for myself, then it was leading a team doing it at an agency, and then and if we want to talk about selling businesses and the fallout to the employees when a business sells, I was part of the fallout from that agency selling to venture capital. And at that point, it was like, well, I'm not going to, I have to go. I've already proven out the case model for I can do this. Yeah. I'm running a team.
You prove it to others or to yourself?
To myself.
To yourself, okay.
To myself.
Okay.
I have clients. The clients are in the building right now. I'm on projects. I know the model works economically, and I have to start over. So do I start over for somebody else when I already have the clients, I already have the staff, or do I just do it myself? So, and again, none of this I did myself. I had a partner at that agency that the two of us, and that has been a really powerful thing for me. We have worked out, we are in sync very much, where we've each taken certain clients, because it's a very personal relationship with the client. And that's maybe the first thing to say globally about starting a business or running a business, that it really, I mean, it's such an obvious thing to say, but it really comes down to relationships.
So is that beginning of your career as an entrepreneur, which I'm going to ask you this question. It was so interesting, all of these people that I interviewed, and, a majority of them are YPO members, almost I want to say 90% of them don't consider themselves as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So what is it about this?
So I would suggest, and I think you could tell me more, so maybe I'll flip it back on you to answer, but I will give you a thought. That someone who considers themselves an entrepreneur, it almost doesn't matter what the business is. Like, I have found a market that has a need. I can make money at that. I can succeed at that. I see the path. Do it.
Okay.
And then when that hits a wall, or you get bored with it, or you grow it enough that it's taken care of itself, what's next? And you may go from, a car wash to a med spa to, an ad agency, and it doesn't matter. You're just finding, you're using the business as a tool
Correct.
for profit because you understand that piece of the system.
Yes.
Now, for me, I don't. I would say probably the best to this day, 16, 17 years later, the thing I think was one of the smartest things I ever did was my first employee, before I even started. I hadn't even left the other building yet. And I hired a CFO, part-time, by the hour. He was is a friend still. And outsourced the logistical foundations for the company. So I was like, I don't want to be, it's my...
Because you're thinking you're not good with numbers.
Well, there's that.
Okay.
There's that, but it's also not my path. My path is client relationships. I have friends who will give me business. I am the creative person that they are coming to. And if I'm like busy doing 401k and
absolutely
and payroll,
yes,
no, and I've seen it bury people.
Correct.
So.
Do you think as an entrepreneur you have to be able to put all of it together?
You have to know. You have to find good partners. You have to find people who are focused on the thing that you need and are good at the thing that you need and or are Swiss Army knives, like, and that I value hugely.
Okay.
I am so grateful for anyone who comes to me with multiple skill sets and the willingness. I've got an IT guy, and this is a weird example, but it started raining at our building once, and it was like a Saturday night.
Okay.
And he went from home into the office to get on the roof to clean out the leaves out of the gutters, because he knew that if the gutters filled, we'd get leaks down the wall and there'd be problems.
Yes.
But he's IT. Like it's that sort of person that is on the journey with you, and it doesn't matter that that's not my job. Going on the roof is not my job. He knew there was a need, and I mean he's been with me for 17 years.
Nice. Is he your partner?
No, he's my IT guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I want to tell you this idea, which I'm only exposed to this a year, because for me, prior to Tommy Duncan, I also never consider myself an entrepreneur. So I thought I'm in a survival mode.
Interesting.
Yes. And when for the first time someone called me, oh, you're an entrepreneur, I was like, oh, no. Like, don't even call me that. I didn't even have enough confidence to even call myself an entrepreneur. So it will give me this weird goosebumps. I'm like, ooh.
What did you call yourself? No, seriously.
No, what did I call myself? A person, like there is no actual vocabulary, but I only thought I'm just saving myself and saving my sister. Like, there was no word that can describe how I look at myself. So the reason even I made this podcast is about how we see ourselves, for ourselves. Because it was so important, because not until you value how you think, what you say, the path that you chose, not until you value your dreams. And then I thought, oh, it's just a dream. Everyone can dream. And then I realized not even everyone can dream.
That's true.
Do you know not everyone can dream? So when I got to know all of this, I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I am not just a survivor. Like, I actually do have value. And when I got in touch with the values that I have, overnight, my confidence level from here, as an average person, it went to the roof, it went to the sky. And then I called myself an entrepreneur. Then I appreciated myself. Then I started loving myself and respecting myself, and like a whole other level of like appreciation, like what is it that I'm offering to myself first and to the world. But today, proudly, I will say I'm bad in everything. I'm just a good dreamer.
Yeah.
And I'm a very good composer.
Yeah, composer. Yeah.
And I'm a good composer.
Okay.
I have disability with
Conductor.
everything.
Conductor.
Conductor. And I'm almost bad with everything else.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm very proud because I'm a very good dreamer. And then I realized I'm not supposed to know everything. Mm-hmm. I just need to know one thing, what I'm good at.
Right.
So I can sell it to you. Exactly. And if you buy my dreams, that means I'm a very good dreamer. So I don't need to be good in anything else beside dreaming the right dream. So I can, just for my dreams, I'm going to call myself an entrepreneur.
Yeah, but yes and no.
Okay.
Because you also have to find the right partners and the right people around you mm-hmm. to support those dreams and to bring them alive. And that's not a no-brainer. That's mm-hmm. like, I know plenty of people
partners are when you say
I don't
partner,
mean partner. I don't mean partner like a business partner. Okay. I mean like employees.
Okay.
Or maybe business partners. Okay. Because part of it is that self-awareness that says I'm not good at everything.
Yeah.
I have a vision.
Yes.
But don't take it for granted that mm-hmm. you've lucked into really good people around yourself mm-hmm. who are executing on that mm-hmm. in really powerful ways, because you can say, I can sell you my dream. Cool. I'll buy your dream. But then no more Helen. Now I'm dealing with Helen's employees and mm-hmm. her staff mm-hmm. and her company. And if they suck, and a lot of times mm-hmm. it doesn't work out. Yes. That people are like, well, I like you, but I don't love your business. Mm-hmm. So just to give you a little more credit for recognizing talent.
Do you think the people around you, the people who work for you, they also work for you? Because the value that you're giving to those people, adding to their life and adding to their ability and capabilities.
Yes. I think, my agency has gotten larger than I ever thought from being just a graphic designer. So we're like 150 people or so. And
you have 150 employees.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, but that's hard to sustain a personal relationship that I can nurture and foster with mm-hmm. 150 people. I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I have a team of about 30 mm-hmm. Who I hope, are more on my team, mm-hmm. sort of supporting me along the ride with me, and I hope I am nurturing in a way that they feel protected and like they have a career that they can move forward in mm-hmm. with me. Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, I try to make contact with as many people as I can and be open to make time for them. Mm-hmm. It's tough in a remote world, which I am a remote company at this point. Yes. Because it's hard to just pop into someone's office and be like, hey, and just that little point of touch makes a big difference to people. Yeah. And now it's got to be like a scheduled Zoom meeting or whatever, and that's hard. Yeah. That's hard.
In some things it make it easy, but in general it makes it super hard. Yeah. I have no interest in those type of relationships that human touch is missing. Like I want to see you, I want to look at your eyes, and I want to feel your energy. Like that is so important to me. I think that's what gives me the goosebumps and the excitement. I'm like, oh yes, Adam, hug me. I want to hug you. I love you.
Right.
That's very, very important to me.
Yes, me too. And I think that's something that people who are more extroverted, they get energy out of that contact, out of that energy. And in my world, and I think it's fairly common, there are a lot more introverts. Mm-hmm. A lot more quirky artist types who are happy to be in their bedrooms or in their homes or just not having to deal with the energy of other people because it drains them.
Are you fully extrovert?
You know what? I thought I was, and then COVID happened, and I was away for a year, and kind of alone a little bit more for with my fiance, and I was good with that, and I surprised myself. I was like, maybe there's a little bit of a quiet type inside me, but I'm pretty extrovert.
Yeah, I'm a very extrovert, but I think I just recently, within a year, I discovered I'm very extrovert and very introvert. So, for example, we were in Vienna recently. So after that, I need a good 3 days, no one talking to me. I'm like, I'm still somewhere lost. So I need the time to recharge and then go out again. Yeah, how do you get recharged? You just charge?
Yeah. But that's it. The extrovert in me gets energy from those activities. So, I went straight from getting home on Sunday to another journey on Monday, with another group of people.
What journey you were at? You were in another journey?
I had a forum retreat that started the next day that went to Santa Barbara.
No way.
That I was moderating.
No way. Okay, I did not know that. I said, when did you come back? Just don't tell me yesterday.
No. Came back Tuesday night.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but no, I enjoy that connectivity. I think I get the opposite. If I'm sometimes home alone for a day, feels good. Day 2, I'm like, okay. And day 3, I'm like, I start getting, I don't know about depressed, but I start getting like, no one loves me.
Oh, I see.
So I start, poor Amy, I'll be like, what are we doing today? She's like, nothing. I'm like, yeah, but maybe Helen's up to something. Let's see what Helen's up to.
This is why I'm partner to crime for you.
I know. We make an amazing tricycle.
Yes, we do. Okay, it was a couple of things I want to talk about the entrepreneurial, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And one subject that I want to talk about is, because in this journey, we have to learn so many skills. For example, how do you deal with your insecurities? How do you deal with every time you're scared? How do you deal with building confidence for yourself? I want you to couple of subjects talk about it, because I want someone to watch this, and let's say they're stuck in whatever step of their life, and they say, you know what? No, I'm so scared to start this. How about if I fail? Or you are very, you're so strong. That's what I hear all the time. I am not strong at all. It's like I was born strong.
Right.
So I want to touch about a couple of stuff with you. It says, for example, how did you overcome those kind of feeling? Let's talk about the first, either confident or how did you become even strong? Whatever subject you want to pick up first.
Sure. Let's talk about money.
Let's talk about money. Very good subject.
So I'm going to ramble here for a second. I'm one of my passion projects or things that I want to give back to is homelessness, issues of being unhoused. And part of that is growing up with a little bit of housing instability and feeling not protected or grounded with my father. My parents were divorced, so when I was with my father, there was this sense of fear or that it could go sideways and I could end up homeless with him, which was a real possibility. He was living on a boat for a while and living in the back shack of whatever. And so I am of the belief, and maybe it's an Achilles heel for me, or it's a weakness, but I'm of the belief that there is nothing really special about me. I'm lucky, and I have a certain measure of talent, sure, but a lot of people have my talent or more, and are not as lucky as I am. And that luck could shift the other way very easily. You know, I could easily. I still have fantasies about being homeless, and about having nothing. And I have worked to sort of make peace with that particular fantasy.
That's so interesting.
That even if that happened, I would be fine. And I don't think it's my karma, my journey, my whatever. I don't think I'm headed in that direction. So, knock wood. But that process of being okay with losing whatever it is that I've accumulated, with letting it go, and saying, even in this fantasy world where it's gone, I'm okay. And that allows me to unplug from the fear of hoarding it, whatever the it is, money, things, and being afraid to let it out to create something. If that makes sense.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think you created that luck?
Sure. I mean, yes, I took every opportunity, and if you want to get into the weeds on why I, the steps in my path and the moments where I took a chance, or I did something that was above and beyond, and maybe that's the thing to talk about more generically than my experience, which is like so specific to a moment in time, but more about, I see so many people who are waiting to either be told what to want, told where to go, even though no one wants to tell them. I mean, one of the things that I look at and question in my wealthy friends is how they're raising their kids. And I hear this all the time. I want my kids to have enough money that they can follow their dreams and they don't have to worry about the money side. They can be an artist, they can be a whatever. And I'm like, but who said they have dreams? And if they don't have dreams, then they just have money and nothing. And there's something about all those people, all those friends of mine, and almost all of them, yourself included, who came from nothing, myself included, who had a chip on their shoulder, I've just talked about it, and are like, all right, I'm going to prove to the world that I can do better. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to save myself. And now, and I don't have a good answer. I'm not saying my friends are doing anything wrong. I don't know what else to do about kids and money when you have it, when you have the money. I don't know. It's a tough one. But it's a good indicator to me that, like, not everyone has that dream. And if you do have that dream, then embrace it and work your ass off for it, and don't expect someone else to buy your dream. You have to do it yourself. You have to, like, whatever that means. In my case, it was like, this is dating me big time. Again, it was a moment in history. But going to a bookstore 3-4 nights a week because I didn't want to buy the books. But I would go, so fucking nerdy. Oh my God. I would go and I would read Photoshop how-to books. And I'd sit in the aisle of Barnes and Noble or whatever bookstore.
Oh my God.
And I would sit there and read, and I would take notes in the bookstore. And if the book had enough that I didn't know, I would buy it. But if it just had a few tips, and it's just, I did that for a couple of years.
Wow.
So,
that is so powerful. And I'm not sure if you see all these steps. This is what an entrepreneur does. You think like a person who is scared will do that? No, like, look at how you unlayered.
But I was scared. I did.
Yeah, but you were scared, but you did something about it.
And I did something that didn't cost anything.
Yeah.
In any way. I went after work. I would go to the bookstore because they're open till 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd sit and I'd read.
I want to add one thing to just what you said. When my first work that I had, first job ever, I asked them only let me work for commission. I myself did not even think I'm worth. They pay me a salary. I said, let me work on a commission.
Yeah.
How we see ourselves.
Yeah.
It's so crucially important. So the steps that you took, it made you, is unrevealed the Adam.
Yeah.
The steps, stuff that you need to learn,
Right.
to go to the next step. You're just so humble enough not seeing any of those steps. So again, back to that. So you created that luck.
I hear that. Yes, I hear that. And again, there are a lot of people who have the same skills that I have.
Yeah.
But
they're not where you are.
Correct.
They work for someone else. They work for you.
Yes.
They work for you.
Sure.
Correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know
you're
why
fine.
my phone is not in.
Yeah. So I do hear you, and I it's interesting as I've been doing this a long time now, and so you start thinking about what next, what's after this. Every business has a lifespan, every journey has an end, and what's the next step of the journey? And I don't have the answer. I have no idea. I have no idea. And that scares me now a little bit.
No, maybe that's why I'm in your life. Because I'm like,
maybe.
we're gonna do this and then this and then this and then this and then this.
I'm all
and then
in.
it's like too many.
I'm gonna be working for Helen soon.
No, with my pharmacy, it's not fully launched yet, and I'm talking with the business developer, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm adding a laboratory to my business. Or like, oh, did you open it? Oh no, it will be open. I'm planning to opening it next year, and then assisted living will be added. So it's all in my head, but didn't come to life yet.
Right.
But I love my healthcare part of my business. Healthcare is not my passion.
Okay.
Is not.
Right.
For a specific reason, universe brought this to my life, and I think I have an answer why I don't want to let go of my healthcare, because it's very smart, and that's how I prove to myself that I'm smart. Okay. Because if it was only me, I might end up only in fashion.
Sure.
And design and completely other stuff. But there is a voice inside me, it doesn't give me enough credit to only do that. I don't know why. Maybe hopefully.
Well, that's my equivalent about filmmaking, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's like, I want to do that, but I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever.
Did I tell you I wrote a script, and I do have a movie too.
Let's go. We got this.
I'm gonna show mine to you. You show yours to me.
That's not gonna happen.
Really? Even for a change? Oh, you can do it. Oh yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
We're gonna make our first movie, Adam.
All
All right.